What if a seemingly abandoned palace held the key to understanding a pivotal moment in New Testament history? In the shadow of the ancient Hasmonean palace at Jericho, a place rich with historical significance, we find layers of context that resonate with the teachings and events of the New Testament. This archaeological gem, part of the grand narrative of the Hasmonean dynasty, sits outside the pages of canonical scripture, yet its implications for that scripture are profound. The Hasmonean palace at Jericho dates back to the 1st century BCE, constructed by the Hasmonean rulers who sought to establish their power and influence in Judea. Their reign marked a time of religious and political upheaval, a backdrop against which the birth of Jesus and the early church unfolded. The splendor of this palace, with its impressive architecture and opulent features, symbolizes a period where power and faith intertwined, a period crucial for understanding the socio-political landscape in which Jesus and his followers operated. Notably, Jericho itself is mentioned in the New Testament as the city where Jesus performed miracles, including the healing of blind Bartimaeus, as recounted in the Gospels. The significance of this location is not merely geographical, but historical. The very presence of the Hasmonean structure evokes echoes of a time when authority wrestled with spirituality, a tension that permeates the ministry of Jesus. As we reflect on these findings, we might ask, why does the existence of this palace resonate so deeply with the teachings of the New Testament? Many scholars assert that understanding the historical context, such as the role of the Hasmonean dynasty, allows us to see the radical nature of Jesus' message. In a world where power was often equated with divine favor, Jesus introduced a countercultural approach centered on humility, service, and love. Furthermore, archaeological digs at Jericho reveal much more than architecture. They unveil everyday life during Jesus' time, the economy, the prevailing religions, and the interactions between various cultural groups. These insights deepen our understanding of the New Testament readership and their struggles, reminding us that the gospel message was birthed in a real, tumultuous world that sought urgent transformation. Through the examination of the Hasmonean palace, one observation resonates. The call to remember our shared history helps provide clarity and purpose. This suggests that Jesus' teachings were not merely theoretical, but rooted in a specific socio-political reality, where judgment, restoration, and renewal were necessary for the community's survival. In exploring the connection between the Hasmonean palace at Jericho and the events of the New Testament, we uncover a narrative that illustrates the complexities of judgment and redemption. This layered history invites us to consider how our past informs our present and can lead us toward a future filled with hope and restoration. Ultimately, the history of Jericho and its Hasmonean legacy challenges us to reflect on how we embrace transformative love in our lives, shaping our understanding of faith amid the struggles of our communities.